Hey, Raindrops. Yes. So look, last night's episode, 11 Marriage Detroit, was on fire. And this season, although we're only 3 episodes in, I said to y'all, Detroit is coming in hot. And to me, and I want to get y'all thoughts, Raindrops, so let me know in the comments. I feel like it reminds me a lot of the earlier days of Huntsville. But before we get into all that, of course, my first interview with a Detroit cast member, as I'm repping Michigan, my hometown, his hometown. Please welcome to the podcast the most talked about man on Love and Marriage Detroit, and possibly for the rest of the franchise. Yes, I'm talking about Brandon Smith.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Brandon, let's get right into it. How does it feel to be a part of Love and Marriage Detroit? And did you ever think that you would be the hot topic of the show?
It feels good. It feels good. I remember when y'all first cast us, you joined the call and welcomed us, and I didn't know who you were. And so the producer, Kristina, didn't know who you were either. And the producers was like, it's Carlos, y'all. We was like, hey, Carlos. And so when we hung up, when we got off the call, we kind of, I researched it. I was like, oh, snap. We should have been a tad more excited. But no, it's been dope. Feels real good, you know. I'm just glad that you chose to bring it to the crib, Detroit. And yeah, I can't wait for everybody to see the rest that the city has to offer.
No, it's good. And let's go back to that call too. Because a lot of people would think like, oh, you don't know who Carlos is that shade. I love the fact that when I cast people, some of them don't know who I am. And it's good because it goes to show you that they don't watch a lot of reality TV and they're not in it for the wrong reasons. So I actually love it when people say to me who I cast, like, I mean, no, I don't know who you are. And I'm always like, yes, because you're not coming in with these preconceived notions. And that was the beauty of you and your wife, Kristina. It was, and that's the reason why I love the fact that you two are part of the show, because y'all were like, y'all hit us up. We said, okay, let's give this a try. A lot of people auditioned to be on the show, and we did go with the two of you. Now, before I get started, where's your man bun? Because your man bun is another character on the show, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I saw everybody tweeting about that man bun. I just cut it off. It's like, no, I'm just playing. But no, no. So first off, Kristina, she asked me to get this like 6, 7 years ago. But then for the last 2 years, she's been asking me to get rid of it. Because she just was tired of it. And then I didn't really know how to do my own bun. So I was always relying on her. And then she hurt her wrist like a month ago. And so she couldn't help me at all. So I was just out here looking crazy. So I just cut it.
It looks good though.
Thank you.
It looks good. It looks good. So let me ask you this. Were you familiar with Love and Marriage, Huntsville, or even DC? DC wasn't around when we cast this show. So were you familiar with Love and Marriage, Huntsville, before you signed on to do the show?
Vaguely. I think I had heard about it. And then, of course, when y'all contacted us, we watched that first episode. And I was just like, this first episode is crazy. But no, I wasn't too familiar with it at all.
So now that you're part of Detroit, what has the feedback been for you? Whether it's people in the D who know you, family, friends, the folks in the comments, what has all that been like for you?
Well, like my friends, family, and just like my circle and just people, in Detroit that know me, it's been all love. But man, I stopped reading them comments a few days ago. I'm done. I'm not reading them comments no more. Yeah, because what? Y'all like, man, I'm getting blazed up in these comments. And I understand. I understand what happened is out there. What happened was captured. But man, it ain't that bad. Hey.
No, look, what you're going through is what everybody goes through their first season. You know what I'm saying? We're only 3 episodes in, Brandon, and look, it is what it is. And the reason why I always tell you guys, I'm like, look, it's going to be hard not to read the comments, but just know that that's what comes with the territory. I mean, look, Brandon, I'm not even on a reality show. I just create it, produce it, and host the reunions. People come for me, Brandon, and I'll be like this the whole time. Boop, boop. And I keep it pushing because what happens is it can have a toll on you. And you have to know that that comes with the territory. It happens to the best of us. It happens to celebrities bigger than us. It's what comes with the territory. But the beauty of it is this. You know that at the end of the day, I have ignited something for you to go at me. And you never want to be a part of anything where it's like, oh, y'all ain't watching it and y'all have nothing to say. You would feel worse if that was the case.
Right. Yeah, but I thought I could handle it. You know, I'm like, you know, we Detroit, we've been under scrutiny, you know, nationally my whole life. We can handle this. Man, I was reading them comments getting heated. So yeah, I'm done.
Did you respond back to any?
Nope.
Good.
Nope. I might have liked a couple just to let them know I saw it, but no, I'm done.
Okay, good.
Can't do it.
Good. Now listen, that's my number one advice to people who join reality TV. Don't read the comments. And at some point, you're going to go through it and say, this is nothing to me. It's what happens to my Huntsville cast. A lot of them stop reading comments and stop paying attention, and they're happy. But let's get into Love and Marriage Detroit, man. The premiere happened. Almost broke the internet. Trended as high as number 3 on Twitter. Out the gate, you and Kristina giving us real life story, real marital issues, talking about real stuff. When you started doing the show, did you and Kristina say to yourselves, if we're going to do this, we're going to be honest, we're not going to fake it, we're going to keep it real? Because you two are so transparent and so interesting to watch. And Brandon, we're all invested in the Smiths.
We never actually had a conversation about it. It's just when we were interviewing to be on the show, we just was being real. And we just understood, you know, since we were selected that y'all like that. So we just kept being real. You know, we weren't trying to put on some kind of facade. And, you know, it's just like, look, we've been married 11 years, has not been all peaches and cream. And, you know, it's people out there that are going to be able to relate. And you know, that's who we doing this for. People that can relate, people that can see us and be like, that's real. I've gone through that. And I mean, you know, everybody haven't hit an artist, but you know, I'm sure that they can relate to a lot of the things that that we got going on.
So let's talk about the artist. So in the first episode, we saw you in the studio. Let's do this first. Explain to the world what it is that you do in the music industry and what you're doing with Star Factory. Explain all of that to us first.
So basically, everybody who aspires to be a recording artist comes to me first. They come to Star Factory to get groomed and developed. So that's what I do. And then every now and then, I will see somebody and be like, wow, this person really has a lot of potential. Let me kind of like take them under my wing and see what I can make happen. So really in a nutshell, I'm a vocal trainer / manager / stage coach / songwriter. You know, I wrote songs for Trey Songz and the Backstreet Boys. And I decided that I wanted to direct my attention towards the talents of Detroit. Because I could have moved to Atlanta to be a full-time songwriter, but I chose to stay in Detroit because I felt like that was my purpose and my passion.
Yes, and it's funny because one of my sisters, my family knows who you are because they said that you were a vocal coach for a few upcoming artists they know. So you definitely are somebody who's well known in the city of Detroit. What we saw in the first episode was you working with an artist and you're trying to develop her. Your wife calls you and you seem to be a bit perturbed. What was going on in that moment to where you seem annoyed? Was the fact that as a musician, you're in a zone? And I know what it's like to be in a zone when I'm producing TV. Like you are in a zone when you're creative. Was it that you're in a zone and somebody distracting you? Was it the fact that Kristina didn't know you had an artist yet and you're trying to not allude to it? What was happening in your mind during that scene that everyone's talking about?
So yeah, like it's like literally being in the middle of a football game, and your wife calls you on the field, and the ball is in the air. You just like, hello, can I finish this play first? That's what it's like. And because she knows what I do, she knows what I do, but she doesn't understand the zone. So it's like when you're producing a song, it's almost like you have to get in character, like an actor. You have to get in that character. So having to snap out of that to answer a call where she wasn't just calling to say, hey, because if she was calling to say, hey, she'd have been like, hey, babe, just I missed you. None of that came out her mouth. I was just calling to say, hey, nah. She was just like, hey, when you coming home, what you doing? Is she recording an album? You don't care. You don't care what this girl is doing. So I was a little annoyed at the fact that it seemed like she was calling for more than just to say, hey. And of course, yeah, I was hiding it. So it was a little extra little, nerves in there. And so when I did watch it, I was like, dang, I was a little cold. But that's how it is when you're in the zone. I wasn't conscious. I was still in the session, like when I was on the phone. So
how do you feel when people call you the new Stevie J?
I mean, my man's got talent. I used to look up.
He's a
To
musical
the
genius.
hitman.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I used to look up to the hitman. So if I'll claim that part. But so if they calling me Stevie J, are they calling Kristina Jocelyn? Because she definitely ain't. I mean, nah.
I don't think they're calling Kristina Jocelyn. I think they're calling her Mimi, and they're calling your artist Jocelyn.
Oh, so y'all, I don't. Yeah, I think I've seen those episodes with him. Nah. Mimi put out sex tapes. Kristina is going to put out a prayer tape. She's not putting out. I mean, she did it, not me.
You a wild boy, Brandon. I love some Brandon Smith. Brandon, you one of a kind, man. Does Kristina have a tracker on your phone? Because she calls you at the most interesting times of the evening.
Yes, of course she does. I mean, we got the app where she can see where I'm at all times. I don't I don't feel like that's a lot. I feel like a lot of married couples do that. If you ask her, of course she's going to say it's in the name of safety and all of that. But I mean, it's a secure feeling knowing where your spouse is at all times, and we are married. If we wasn't married, it would be a different story. But we married. I feel like she has the right to know where I'm at.
So it works both ways. So you also have a tracker on your phone where you can locate her.
Right. Okay. I just never look at it. and just so you know, she went to the Essence Festival last weekend, and when she asked if she could go, zero questions about it. I gave her zero questions. I let her go. She did her thing. I wasn't calling on her, checking up, because I knew that, she's supposed to be down there networking, politicking. I let her do her thing. So I just want y'all to know how I roll on my end.
So what do you say to people who say, well, Brandon, is because she's never did anything for you to question her commitment to you? That's the reason why you're able to be comfortable, because she's never given you any reason to question the fidelity of your relationship.
I understand that. But like, her thing is she's going to give you a lot of reasons as to why she doesn't want me to be in the club. And none of those are that she doesn't trust me. That's not what she's saying. She's saying that she doesn't feel like a Christian man should be in the club. Mm-hmm. She's saying she be lonely and it doesn't feel safe at home at night. And like, she just feels like I can network in so many other places other than the club. So, but on my end, I never, like, that whole situation was crazy with the former artist, because I was writing songs for the artist and getting to know her on a really deep level or whatever. And so it felt, and I wasn't really happy at the time. I literally thought we were going to get a divorce, and I just felt comfortable sharing stuff about my marriage to her. And that's really the extent of it. And so I never really, I did cross a line, a boundary, but that was all it was. You know what I'm saying? It was no actual cheating involved, no real infidelity. If I could do it over with, if I could do it over, I would, I wouldn't do it, because it was wrong. And I've learned to, I got to establish firm boundaries in this industry. And I really have my whole career. It was just, I was so down and hopeless at that moment that, I made a mistake. So.
And so to clear things up, you and this former artist never had a sexual relationship?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not in any way, shape, or form.
And just so I'm clear, you never pushed up on this artist. You were just, if I say this word, you could tell me that you're not comfortable saying that word. Is it safe to say that you were just complaining to this artist about your marriage at the time?
Yep, that's what it was. I was venting and just getting stuff off my chest, So, but now I got a therapist. After filming with y'all for 12 weeks, I decided that I need. That wasn't the reason.
Is that a good thing or bad thing, Brandon?
No. It was something. It was something that I wanted to do for the longest, and then I just decided that was the right time to do it. So now I got somebody to really professionally vent to, and so everything that I need to get off my chest is done. I'm good. I don't need those other third-party outlets.
Speaking of third-party outlets, one of them happens to be Russell. That's your boy. You, Russell, and Anthony have been friends for a while. You and Anthony known each other for 20 years. But Russell's your guy too. So you've been to Russell about the fact that, you got this artist, your wife didn't know about it. He then pillow talks to Kolby. Everything goes to shit at the anniversary dinner. When Kolby mentioned the new artist, Brandon, you and your bun wanted to exit stage left. The look on your eyes was like, yo, when Kolby uttered those words, what were you thinking in that present moment?
I was thinking, like, I know you was not about to ask about this artist when we is sitting here with the lavender leaves. You know what I'm saying? It's smelling all good, and now you want it to stink. Like, this is our 11-year anniversary. I walked, you know what I'm saying? We all had the catered food. I had the band. Everything was perfect about this evening. And, you know, when she said that, I was just really taken aback. But then Russell told her to stay out of it, and she kept going. So it don't even matter if he told her not to that Kristina didn't know about it. She knew that Kristina didn't know once she first said it, and she decided to keep going. Like, nah, F y'all anniversary. You need to communicate with your wife. I'm like, well,
Are you mocking Kolby right now? That's how she talks.
I'm just no comment.
Were you upset with your boy Brandon for telling his wife something that you thought he would keep in pure confidence?
In the moment, that thought didn't cross my mind because it was Kolby who was coming at me. You know what I'm saying? And it just seemed very intentional as to like she's trying to like she don't care about this anniversary. You need to communicate with your wife, and we about to put this on the floor. So after I was just like, dang, you know, Russell did, you know, share that. But I know most every married couple does this. We talk.
Yes, we pillow
We
talk. I'm
talk.
not married, but I'm in a relationship with an African. I pillow talk. I mean, let me know in the comments raindrops if you're married or in a long relationship. There's certain things that I know I would never repeat if my friends like, yo, don't tell nobody. Like, there's things I don't say nothing to my guy about. But I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend like I don't pillow talk. I pillow talk as well.
I feel like everybody pillow talks. So I wasn't mad at Russell because I feel like, okay, if I'm telling you, it's okay for Kolby to know too, because we was all cool. Kolby was like little sis too. We went on mad double dates with the Harrises. You know, like that was the homie. So when she got the little look in her eyes, like Mean Girls, I'm like, oh, this different. You different. What in the East Side Detroit is going on here?
Unless you're from Detroit, you won't get that joke. This is why I love this show so much. So, Brandon, I'm from the East Side of Detroit. So I'm gonna tell y'all something. People like to say the East Side of Detroit is hood, right? It's pretty much hood, and that the West Side of Detroit is much more elevated. We'll say elevated, right? So Brandon just threw some Detroit shade that if you're not from Detroit, you're not gonna get it. So when he said what in the East Side Detroit, this you, Brandon, you funny. You are hilarious. You're funny. You're funny. So you told your wife, Kristina, in the second episode that you feel like Kolby's a mean girl. Do you still feel that way? Why do you think she's a mean girl?
I mean, it was just a feeling I got at that first picnic. It's literally the look on her face changed.
What was the
You know,
look?
like I know Kolby has just like bright eyed, but then she just like laser focused on me, and she seemed like she had an agenda, you know. Um, and then I seen that look a few more times throughout the filming process. Yeah, and so, um, but at the same time, I wasn't like even. I didn't cut Kolby off after that. I didn't cut her off. I'm just like, okay, I see what you want, but I might have a little get back but I'm not gonna cut you off because we still are all friends. That was my, mentality at the time.
Got it. Just so y'all know, we're taping the reunion soon. And let's just say I can't wait. I can't wait. We're taping the reunion. We have a lot to talk about. So there's some stuff I'm going to say for the reunion because I want y'all to see that too. But I just can't wait for the reunion. I just had to say that. Okay. So one of the things that came up in the second episode was Kolby allegedly swagger jacking Kristina. Why did you feel that way?
Pillow talk. It wasn't a feeling. It was, it was just stuff that was shared with me. And I just felt like, hey, I mean, are you ever going to address this or what? So, I mean, I didn't, it's not something that I noticed. I don't notice, I didn't even notice me and her had the same hairstyle at the picnic till y'all put us back, side by side. But, but yeah, it was something that I felt like, if this is how you feel, then, as your little sis, just bring it to the side and address it.
And it does get addressed. You'll see that the next it gets addressed. And baby, does it ever get addressed? So I can't wait for y'all to see that. Oh, Brandon, how much I adore thee. Okay. One of the things that we also seen was the fact that you and Kristina went to LaToya's Opulence Wine event. And you two had it out. And it wasn't so much of the fact that you went to the club, she called you, you said you at church. which I think we all, as the audience, was like, okay, he's clearly playing. She believed you was at church. And I was like, oh, we didn't hear TD Jakes. We heard Ice Spice, baby, and the City Girls. That's what we heard, child, with some cash. What's up, Detroit? So y'all get into it. But one of the things that came out of the argument was the conversation that your boys, Anthony and Bravo, was saying to defend you. They were saying that your wife holds you back, that you have so much potential to really be like your idol, Berry Gordy, and really be the Berry Gordy of this new circa of Detroit artists, and really putting Detroit back on the map the way Berry Gordy did in the Motown days, that brought us the Supremes, Diana Ross, Aretha Franklin, like these legendary Detroit artists, even Eminem and Big Sean. And I love that conversation because it was like, this makes a lot of sense. Then Kristina says that no one talks about the fact that she feels she held back. She left her burgeoning career in fashion to be a stay-at-home mom. This is the reason why I created this show, because I felt that it was nice to hear both sides, both views of this. Starting with your view, without giving too much away this season, at that time that we taped the scene, was Bravo and Anthony right that your wife was holding you back from being the great second to Berry Gordy that you could be?
In that moment, I felt that way. Because number one, we were at a wine tasting, and LaToya's brand Opulence is more like liquor than wine. Very high alcohol content. I don't really drink a lot. So off 2 glasses, I was already feeling it. And I probably had like 5 or 6. Yeah, because they just kept them coming. I'm just like, it's my first wine tasting. Let me experience it. So when, so I'm in that. And then I'm hearing in slow motion Anthony and Bravo like, yeah, he's holding you back. And yeah, I'm just like, yeah, she is holding me back. You know, that so they put a battery in my back on top of the opulence. And in that moment, I did not consider my wife's feelings at all, just because I have been historically very frustrated with the fact that I just don't feel like I can freely just do what I want and go where I want. And I understand it's like, as a married man, you know, it's a lot that goes into that. Like, I do work a lot. So when I am like not making like money with the clients, it's like, be home, be with your family. But it's just like, and sometimes to get like, to stay relevant. And it's like, you know, like Bravo is, you know, he has 3 new venues that he just opened, 2 restaurants. And I just feel like if I was stayed in that circle over the years, then I would be like a partner in some of those ventures and things of that nature, you know, just like the next level up. And so it was just, I was just very frustrated about that. But looking back, my wife did give up a lot. And I mean, but she actually chose to put her children like on that pedestal. They, you know, they're homeschooled. So everything she does revolves around those children. Um, and, you know, I would actually love for her to really get back out here and get on her grind. And so, you know, like watching that, I was tripping. I was not being a great husband. And, you know, and that was one of the main reasons. Like after that scene, we didn't talk for 4 days. And so that's when I was just like, yo, I got to get myself together. We got to get ourselves together. That was one of the main reasons why I did decide to get the therapist. Because yeah, that was not a good look for me or the Smiths. And then I don't even remember it because of the opulence.
Do you remember Kristina saying that she can have any man she wants?
I remember that. I remember that. I remember exactly the block of side of cement we were standing on when she said that.
When you heard that, how did that make you feel hearing that from your wife?
It just let me know that she was hurt, because she doesn't normally say stuff like that. It didn't really like sting or nothing, because it's true. It's true. I mean, my wife is a baddie. Like,
Now that's Kristina's bad.
so when she said that, it just was like, oh, she really is hurt. Like, I really hurt her tonight. That's when I was just like, man, I got to make this up.
And we see that in the next episodes. I mean, we will, like you said, in a few episodes, we're going to see that. And this is the one thing that I really want to address too, is the fact that, you know, when it comes to the Love and Marriage franchise, we have Huntsville that set it off guns blazing. We have DC, who did an excellent job coming after Huntsville. And you guys in Detroit, I mean, I'm sure you saw the tweets. People love this show. People are like, they're younger, they're gorgeous to look at. They have a lot of compliments about the show, putting Detroit on the map. With the compliments come, like, as you know, some negativity. They feel like Carlos King once again has cast some toxic masculine men, right? Which I always say to them, I cast couples, and at the end of the day, I'm not going to judge how anyone's marriage is, because if I was to look at y'all marriage and y'all households, the people comment, I think is a mirror to what y'all going through as well, which is why these shows are such great success. How do you feel when people say you are a toxic Black man who is on TV disrespecting his wife?
I do hate it. I hate it a lot. But it's good for me, because I don't want to be that. You know what I'm saying? And so it's really giving me the motivation to really better myself. If that's how people are viewing me, then I got to get, I got to step it up. And that is really what I'm on right now. I'm about to get some pecs like Russell. I I
Me
don't know what
too.
I can do. Yeah, but no, I'm really getting myself together, getting closer to God. And but it's crazy because like they complain that they want to see Black excellence and all of that shit. Black excellence is an event. It's like an event or a 90-second Instagram reel. You go to this event, they're gonna highlight all of the amazing things that these people have done, but then you follow these excellent Black people home. You got Love and Marriage Huntsville. You got Love and Marriage DC. You got Love and Marriage Detroit. We are keeping it real, and don't be mad that we just keeping it real.
You can be, and you. I don't know if you saw this clip that went viral because I could not agree with you more. Black excellence is a hashtag that people use for an event, right? Period, point blank. Read me if I want to. I don't care. And y'all know I don't care. Black excellence is a hashtag that people use to promote events dealing with excellent Black people. I'm not going to be reduced for y'all to think that I have to behave a certain way to be excellent. Y'all ain't God or Jesus Christ. Only God can judge me. I'm not living. I know I'm excellent and I'm as Black as they come. Brandon, you are a Black father, a Black husband. You are present in their lives. You are the head of the household. You're not perfect. No one's perfect. You are an excellent Black person. You and Kristina exemplify Black excellence. Michelle Obama and Barack Obama, as we all know, they're like number one when people think of Black excellent couples. Michelle Obama recently said that she didn't like her husband for 10 years of their marriage. She didn't like him.
Wow.
She did an interview and she said, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I didn't like Barack. I didn't like him. I was raising these kids. My man was out there trying to be everyone's president, everyone's politician. And she said, I was at home with these kids. And y'all think he's so cute. He wasn't cute to me because I was mad at him. We weren't in the great place. I was raising these kids. People think these kids are cute. They're spitting up on me, and again, I'm paraphrasing what she said, but people were like, oh my gosh, we don't want to think that Barack and Michelle had 10 years. Every marriage goes through their woes. The problem is y'all live y'all life for social media. Y'all live y'all life thinking Beyonce and Jay-Z are the epitome of what all couple goals should be. So when they talked about their issues, y'all were like, oh my gosh, she stayed with it. Y'all really don't want reality. Brandon, Russell, and Anthony are not toxic Black men. Kristina, Kolby, and LaToya are not these passive Black women. If y'all know Kristina and Kolby and LaToya, there's nothing passive about them. And y'all see that the rest of the season. But the reason why I love this show is because the three of y'all are so normal and regular and so honest. And what I don't want from any of y'all, and I'm going to see y'all soon at the reunion, but what I don't want from y'all is to change who you are because you're trying to fit in this box of what people think they want. And it's not. My parents were married for 50 plus years, and baby, they went through it. To the point we're like, are y'all gonna be home when we come back from school? We just don't know. So I appreciate what you and Kristina are. You have no idea. I'm saying on the record, I appreciate what you and Kristina and the cast too. But with the two of you, because I know it's not easy to talk about stuff like this on camera and have the world judge you. But you two exemplify exactly what this show is about. And it's the reason why people are loving this show. And I adore you and your wife and y'all beautiful girls. And before I let you go, what is it that you want the world to know about the love that you have for Kristina that they may not see, at least as of now? We have 7 more episodes to go plus a reunion, 2 parts. But let them know about you and your lady.
Man, my wife has held me down from day one. Like, even when she doesn't like me, she is holding me down. Like, I'm almost positive just off her prayers alone, she done saved me from the enemy hella times. My wife will wake up in the middle of the night, put her hands on my forehead, and be praying that house down. Um, and no, like, I love my wife. I think my wife is super dope. I do feel like once she decides that it is her time, y'all are gonna see how dope that she is. And yeah, you know, like of course, we've had our ups and downs, but on my Instagram, on my Twitter, y'all gonna see the ups. You know what I'm saying?
The highlight
Y'all,
reel.
Y'all gonna see them ups. So yeah, like we're gonna do a better job at like really showing y'all that we are the Smiths. We love each other. I love my wife. And I'm like super appreciative of her eternally. She has definitely helped me in almost every aspect of my life. She bought this shirt, these shorts. She takes care of
Let's
this
see the
house.
shorts, Brandon. Let's see the shorts.
Oh, you want to see the shorts? Okay. You feel what I'm saying? You know?
How can you not love him?
She bought my whole wardrobe. Everything you see on that show, even the shirt that I wore to the first Man's Movement meeting, she got that for me.
Oh, I can't wait for them to see that. Yes. Well, yes, go ahead. Yes. I can't wait.
Yeah. It's my favorite shirt.
Well, listen, Brandon, I'll say it once, I'll say it again. I thank you, my brother, for joining the show. I really do. You are amazing. You're great. You show the good and the bad. And I know that after this interview, a lot of people are like, okay, we know Brandon better. We now get him. Because I wanted to give you the opportunity to express yourself and use my platform to be able to do it, because I know who you are. You're a great guy. Like I said, great husband, a great father. And again, what we all know is true is that what you and Kristina are showing is what a lot of couples go through. And I give you guys so much props for having the guts to show it. And more blessings are going to come out of it. So my prayers up to you and Kristina and the girls. But before I let you go, my brother, let the world know how they can find you, follow you, and support you, Star Factory. And if people want to reach out to you to develop their, artists, or if they're an artist and they need some development in the D, all over the world, how can they reach out to you to get that opportunity?
Okay. I got something even better for them other than artist development. But you can follow me at Brandon Smith Inc. Inc. on Instagram and Twitter. You can follow my company, Star Factory AD. A is an artist, D is in development, on Instagram. And then our website is Star Factory AD. But what y'all don't know is, because Carlos and them cut it out, is that I wrote a song for my wife for our 11-year anniversary. I played and performed that song the night of the anniversary after we kissed and made up. It's a sequel to the song that I proposed to when we first got married. That song was called When You Know You Know. The new song that I wrote is called I Still Know. I just released that on all platforms. So I am launching a business next week called Songs with Love, where me and my team will write a custom personalized song for you to gift to your loved one. So yeah, I was watching like, why are they not playing my song? I had the website ready to launch. Like, I was about to press the button.
I didn't know. Listen, I didn't know that was good. Next time, brother, let us know. But look, I got one better for you. So, how about you write a song about how much you love the show and me for the reunion? And I want you to sing it. So there you go. I'll make it up to you.
Okay. All right, bet.
So what's the website that we can follow and click on?
Songs with Love.
Songswithlove.com.
.com.
There we go. Brandon, thank you, my brother. And everybody, Love and Marriage Detroit. For the next, I think it's next week. Is it next week? Yeah. 9 o'clock, 8 Central on the Oprah Winfrey Network. Then Huntsville will be on a break. And then Love and Marriage Detroit will now come on at 8 o'clock, 7 Central at a new time. So make sure you guys watch out for that, okay? Love and Marriage Detroit, new time. I think it's next week or the week after. 8 o'clock, 7 Central on the Oprah Winfrey Network. And Brandon, I'll see you soon, my brother.
Thank you so much for having me. And thanks for putting us on this platform.
Anytime, man. Anytime.